Joined by one of the busiest men in Madison County Model Lab, athletic director, and now girls basketball
Yeah.
coach, Scotty Sutton. Thanks for taking some time to talk
Oh,
to us.
thank you so much for having me. It's great.
You're back in the coaching gig, huh?
Yeah,
First time
yeah,
in 7 years?
it is. It's funny. Uh, Back in the spring, I met with the girls and I said, we're still working on, getting somebody, but if not, I'll work with you in the summer. And so summertime came, and after the second practice, I went home and I told my wife, I said, "Am I this out of shape?" Or I said, "Good night, this is kicking me." So, but I like to be so high energy that these practices, sometimes I go home and I'm just like, oh. But it's been fun. It's been good to get back in the gym.
Yeah, and,
So,
and of course you haven't coached in a while, but you know all these girls being here on
yeah,
campus, and everybody
yeah.
calls you coach anyway.
Yeah, it's well, it's funny because when I in the athletic director's job, when I first got here, for whatever reason, the guys were all like, "Hey Sutton," and I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, and all the girls called me Scotty, and I was like, so when I met with them, I was like, if y'all want to keep calling me that, it's okay. I said I'm not going to make you change. So,
Yeah.
but it's good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, and you got an extensive coaching resume for people to know. You were at East Jessamine, Scott County. Where all have you been?
Well, it started off really at Sayre. I started there and coached for 20 years. It doesn't seem like I'm that old, but yeah, I was there. I did baseball and basketball for a long, long time, and then I had continued coaching the girls basketball. But when my son got into high school, they were actually going to be in the same district as us, and I coached against him as an eighth grader. And that next day, I went in to see the headmaster, and I said, "Yeah, I don't know if I can do this." So I retired from coaching baseball, but continued with girls basketball until I came here. So yeah.
All right. Well, you got obviously taking over a team that went 21-9 last
Yeah.
year. That's the good
Yeah.
news. But the bad news is you lost your top four players off that
Yeah.
team. You do have four seniors back this year, three juniors who have played a lot. So there's some roles to fill here, and but you got some talented players who are ready to step
Yeah, I
up into
mean,
those.
there is, and the big thing is you do read those four seniors, but they haven't played a lot. A varsity time. Paige, I think, did, but she's been out with an injury, and still not back. Had a foot injury. Really, it developed in soccer. She, when the trainer came, looked at it, said, "You need to get in a boot," and so we need to get her back on the floor. The longer it goes, the longer it's going to take her to get back in shape, back into game shape.
Yeah.
But Avery and Alyssa have been around the program a long time. Love coaching them. They never missed a practice in the summer. And Peyton, is new to the game.
Mm-hmm. Soccer player.
Yeah,
another soccer player.
And but when you're at a small school, you got to have those athletes. And when she came and talked to me and said, I think I'd like to play, I was like, heck yeah, I've seen you out there running people down on the soccer field. I said, come on, bring it. I'd love to have you out here. So,
Yeah.
and they've just been a treat to coach. I mean, they're so positive, so it's been great.
Yeah, and that junior class has also got some soccer players, Maya Bandari.
Maya and Claire both,
Claire Garner,
really,
the
yeah,
goalie.
yeah, really playing well. Maya has just been, she's really stepped up her game playing the point guard. So smart. And it's one thing to be smart in the classroom, it's another thing to be smart on the floor, and she is. I mean, she's making good decisions, shooting the basketball. I've really enjoyed, an old point guard myself. I really like to have that relationship with the point guard. All right, let's talk about what we want to do. You got to sometimes get us into a play if you're all the way down there, and we want to run the floor, we want to run the break, but you got to make good decisions. Do we have numbers? Do we not? And she's been fantastic. So love coaching her.
Yeah, you've had two scrimmages now. Kind of.
Yep.
What at this point does your lineup and your rotation kind of look like at this point?
Well, right now we're going with Avery and Alyssa as our bigs, and then of course Maya's running the one, and then we have two newcomers who are actually starting for us. Riley Hunt came in from Henry County. Her mother is the new principal, and then J.D. Balzer. They came in from Montana, and her brother. Well, you know them from cross country, yeah. And JD is explosive. She's just she's still young. She's still just a freshman, but she gets to the rim. She's always out there dribbling. I'll go out there before practice and she's got two balls in her hands, working on her ball handling, and she wants to learn so much. And The biggest thing right now is, and I've told them I would cut it back, but I've always had sort of that Princeton offense sort of thing. A lot of plays, and that's hard on them right now. Yeah, and a lot of quick hitters and things, and I've got to remember back all the way back. It took 2 or 3 years for them to get that down, and sometimes I'll get out there and why don't we know this right now? And it's just going to take time. And I did bring it back some. So, but my biggest thing is when they'll be able to know that like clockwork and just be able to play the game and not have to think all the time. That's when we're going to be our best.
Yeah.
So,
and in scrimmages, you've had some growing pains, but it's going to be a process.
We have. I mean,
it's a long season.
It is, and that's what I told them today. We had a scrimmage against a very talented Paris team. Coach Barr and I are old buddies, and he's helping them. And so back in the day, I used to always go there the day before Thanksgiving and play. And I said, let's do it. But that's a team that won, the 10th Region Class A last year, and they got just about everybody back, and they are very high. So we saw a different breed today. The way they ran the floor, they were athletic, they were big. But what I try to tell my girls is, look, I can look at you and say, this is one of the best teams you're going to play all year. But I don't want that to be an excuse for how we play. We've still got to run our offense. We've still got to be tough with the ball. And I thought from the first half to the second half, we really got better at that. They were playing a multitude of defenses. They played a 1-3-1, they played a man, they played a 2-3. And that's good for us. I was really glad they did because it's going to make us get out there and think better when we get in the games. And I told them after the game, I said, I was proud of the way you played in that second half. But now the real deal starts. And when we get back and start getting ready for Brown. So I'm excited about it, but they've got to get ready, no doubt.
Yeah, well, besides the young ladies you've already mentioned, who else is going to get some varsity playing time for you?
Well, we've got some girls who, they're right there on that fence. Who's going to step up? Peyton is one who could get out there and play because she's got that. She's physical. She can run the floor, but she's just new to the game. Piper Moore is a girl. She played a lot of softball, a lot of volleyball. And I think she's going to back up. And Tiari Shaw is a girl. Both of them are young, but they're coming. And I'm excited about that. Sailor is a girl who is just an 8th grader, and she's been out with sickness, but then she came in yesterday and just tore practice up. And so she got some varsity time today. I felt like she earned it. Alana is a girl. Alana Newbill is a girl who, is sort of backing up at the 1. So we've got players. It's just a matter of, okay, who's going to take it by the rein. I would rather have a 7 or an 8-man rotation, but they're going to have to step up. I'm not just going to put them out there. They're going to have to earn that playing time. And if they do that in practice, then I'm going to play them regardless of what year they are. And so we'll see. We'll see who steps up.
Okay. Well, it gets underway December 1st. Is that Thursday next
That's Thursday, yeah.
Thursday at home against Brown.
Yep.
And Scotty back in the coaching
position
again.
It's been fun.
All right. Well, appreciate your time and good luck to you this season.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you. All right.